backfield, has 4. He's going to set up 3rd and short. As you look at the Buffalo offense, spearheaded by this guy right here.
But we keep talking about the difference maker. They're going no huddle here. But in the postseason, here's the tush push.
Goes over the top. He's going to get it. Pittsburgh disagrees.
This is huge. Every time they do this, they do go left. But I'll tell you this right now. That's a huge difference in where you spot this ball, because you can't go for it on your opening possession at the 29.5. But he gets there. He does always go left like I talked about, but the ball didn't look like it was in front of him. This is closer than...
Right there, he broke the plane.
He did. You're exactly right. But I think Josh Allen, this team runs everything through him. Now they're able to run the football. We talked early in the year. I was like, this is going to serve them well come January, and it has. Since week 10, the coordinator changed. They're rushing as well as anyone in the National Football League.
Here he is on 1st down, going down the middle. He's got Kincaid. The rookie hauls it in. Starting to get a little more action with Kincaid down the field in recent weeks, and they've got a gain of 20 on that one.
You're exactly right. Go ahead and run this right here. You're going to see Kincaid come all the way across the field right here. And that angle, you have a choice to flatten or to keep going deep. And you see Rowe playing underneath. Great job by Kincaid to take that high. He's a difference maker, Jim. And you're right, they are throwing the ball down the field to him more late in the year.
Out of the gun. They dump it off to Diggs. Get him going. Diggs bounces off of Knox. Runs into his tight end's back. And still forges ahead for a 1st down. And a gain of 10. This Pittsburgh defense again without T.J. Watt, that grade 2 MCL sprain. But they do have back not only, of course, Cam Hayward, who keeps doing what he's doing, but they got Minka Fitzpatrick back this week.
Yeah, but Hayward is going to be the key. Him and Benton, their 2nd-round pick. These guys, very similar to Buffalo, have to be stout on the inside and runs like this.
Here's Cook.
And him not being in the game, what do, Jim? You run the ball when he's standing on the sideline.
Look at the push by Spencer Brown and others. McGovern that helped pick up a couple of extra yards. There's TJ is on the sideline.
Not possible to replace his production. I mean, they have some good, edge rushers who are behind him, but he's the definition of a game wrecker. They are 1 in 10 since
amazing.
He's been drafted when he doesn't play. And that's what makes it difficult for them today.
And he missed the game here last year, I alluded to earlier, when Buffalo won 38-3, handing Tomlin the largest loss by margin of his career at Pittsburgh. Here's the pass again to Diggs. He slices through 2 defenders and gets down to about the 23. Gain of 12.
This is the simulated pressures right off the right side. It's only a 4-man rush, but Josh Allen is prepared for it. And he is ready. Just when they blitz you from a certain spot, Jim, in the secondary, you just throw it to that spot because someone left it. And if he's able to get the ball out that quick and see the defense and not be confused early in this game, watch out.
1st down. Back to Cook. Big opening for Cook. And he's able to make it all the way down to about the 12-yard line. Running behind Mitch Morris, their center.
Very smart. Look at, you got 95 right here and 94. That means 97's not in the game. I promise you they have someone upstairs saying Hayward is on the sideline. And when he sits on the sideline, Jim, expect the Bills to run the football.
Yeah, he continues to stay on the sideline. That's 4 plays that have gone for 10+. And Allen is 4 for 4 on this opening drive. He's going to give it back to Cook.
Right now, if I'm Pittsburgh, it's an adjustment game. Everybody, both sides, right? You have this time, you plan for it all season. You're going to be aggressive, and you're going to sit here and give your team the best chance of success with a game plan. But right now, you got to adjust as Hayward comes back in and say, hey, he's out. We need to call run blitzes, certain things, because when he's out, they're going to run the football. When he's in, expect pass.
It's a Pittsburgh defense that has not surrendered a single point over the last 4 games. 10th play for the Bills. Just inside the 10. To the end zone. It's caught. It's Knox. Dawson Knox with a touchdown catch.
What an an opening drive by this Bills offense, and this is miscommunication on the outside by the secondary for the Steelers. Watch the corner and the safety up top. Neither one of them takes Knox going on the outside, and it's a pressure. But they have to have one guy take the tight end. You can't let him just split it that easy. Wow, what a drive, Jim.
And Knox has his 6th career postseason touchdown, and Bass able to boot it through with the extra point. Dawson Knox back from wrist surgery. He and Josh Allen, they've connected. They're great friends. And they've got a touchdown on this stretch. 3-0. Passing numbers have been just spectacular. Go back to Harris. And they're surrendering nothing on the ground so far as they've got him again after a gain of about 2.
No, you're right, but this is what Pittsburgh, both these teams changed coordinators later in the season, and they kind of simplified in some ways. They started to run the ball downhill. Part of the reason why the Steelers have been successful is they started to move around. Eddie Faulkner and Mike Sullivan, they moved around 14 and 18, Pickens and Johnson, but they're running the ball into the correct looks. They're not RPOing it as much, run pass options, but this is the key to the game. Can Mason Rudolph get these 3rd and manageables? If not, it's going to be a long day.
On 3rd and 5, they bring 5. Goes to the sideline, no one's there. Deontay Johnson in the area.
This is Sean McDermott at his best. He fooled Mason Rudolph. I want you to watch right here. There's no one covering the receiver on the outside, but you've got right here, he's going to pop out. And as soon as Micah Hyde pops out, he hangs there thinking he's going to have an easy hitch route. Show him that he's wide open, and then pop out underneath playing 2-man.
Harvin's 2nd punt. First one traveled 31 yards. This one will settle at about the 27, 42-yard punt. Josh on that first drive, 5 for 5 and a touchdown pass. You're watching, though, and a lot of time with the whole crew. You saw this earlier this weekend about Josh.
This is incredible. Okay. He's the only one in NFL history, only quarterback. Look at that, Jim.
Yeah.
To average over 250 and 50. And guess what? They've been playing in the playoffs recently. The last 2 weeks, they have ramped up him using his legs with a season-high 15 rushing attempts last week and 11 the week before. Both season highs. Expect that to happen today in situational football, 3rd down and red zone.
Got a 2nd and 10 to come after him. Got away from Peterson and still able to get 8 yards out of it. That speaks to what you just told us.
You're exactly right. His legs, it's the difference. Go ahead and watch the pressure on the far right, this side, but boom, outside of them, we don't see that coming. Peterson, oh, nope. And this is why the Bills are so difficult to deal with. They have a guy who does things that very few people can do, and that should be a sack for 97% of quarterbacks in the NFL. That's a real stat, Jim.
Yeah, well, his durability is just incredible. This is his 97th consecutive start, regular and post. 3rd and 2, and that's incomplete. Going for Kincaid. As many times as he exposes himself to possible injury, how he's been able to stay on the field. It's amazing. This one didn't work out, though.
No, it's because you see Fitzpatrick right there. It's huge having him back. He's got great instincts. He drives inside. You see 39 for the Steelers. When he drives inside with those instincts to just go right downhill, that's where Josh Allen said, uh-oh, can't throw it in front. So he tries to throw it on the back shoulder, and that creates a punt.
Alvin Austin's the returner for Sam Martin's punt, which is angled toward the right sideline because he was on the way down. Question is, was he down? Now they're saying incomplete pass.
Wow, that's a huge moment there. And similar things happened in Seattle a couple of weeks ago. Your season's on the line. If this is a catch and a fumble, which it looked awfully close.
It sure looked like a catch for starters. All right, Gene Steratore, did you see that as a catch or not?
You know what, Jim? I have Pickens with two feet possession, and then I thought a football move, really, by jumping forward. To me, that tucking of the ball and then lunging forward would definitely constitute a football move or completion of the catch. I think it's a catch fumble.
Carl Sheffer's coming over to Sean McDermott just to confirm that the red challenge flag is just part of the procedure.
Yeah, and I would throw that too for sure.
Buffalo's challenging the ruling on the field of an incomplete pass. We'll review the play.
Buffalo has 30 turnovers forced this year, third in the NFL, and it might continue here, I think.
Sheffer's language was almost identical to our Gene Steratore's. He checked all the boxes, the elements that were needed to confirm that he had made a football move and it was a catch. So here's Buffalo from the 29, right down the middle. They go for it. They got it with Kincaid this time, the recipient of the Josh Allen touchdown.
This is what separates Josh Allen. This place is erupting. We know a couple years ago he almost had a perfect game in the wild card in similar conditions, and today he's doing the same. I want you to watch Kincaid right here. Josh Allen look left. The safeties are wide, and he's going to run right through it, and Josh throws a frozen rope. And that's literally a frozen
Yeah, I was going to say.
football. And wow, not everyone can make that throw, Jim.
Extra point. Good. So he's hit both tight ends now for touchdown throws in the first quarter. Knox and Kincaid back in 30 after this from State Farm.
Patrick, Jake from State Farm. Explain this bundling thing again.
All right, Coach Reed. Let's say these fries are your car, right? And
And this burger is your home.
Okay.
it can be more affordable if you bundle them together.
Kind of like a combo meal.
I'm like a combo meal.
Explain it again with those nuggies.
Bundling, just another way to save with a personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
2 touchdowns in less than 3 minutes. And Buffalo off to a big start here in the first quarter.
And we knew coming into this game, the way to take advantage of this Pittsburgh defense. Oh, that's pretty good there, Jimmy. You look good in that picture. The way to take advantage, though, of this Pittsburgh defense is inside. The linebackers, whether it's injury or just production, have really been exposed this year. And once again on that play.
His pass. Again, delivering a touchback. Boy, Rudolph and the Steelers, as you take a look at this, Miles Jack was on the coverage, Tony.
And that's the inside. Their linebackers inside this year have been exposed, I felt like, when you watch the tape. This Steelers defense, both teams try and keep the ball in front of them, not try and give up big plays. And Pittsburgh, even though they're in the playoffs, have given up way too many big plays and far too much in the middle field around these inside backers. They've got to get that shored up today, much less next season. But this is going to be a tall task for Mason Rudolph right here, Jim. Down 14-0 on the road, crowds into it.
He's got Jalen Warren at running back, and he gets the handoff. And Russo's there waiting for him. Maybe was able to get a yard out of it. Spector was also one of the first to hit him.
You see concerted effort by Sean McDermott in this defense. First down, they bring in a bunch of big guys. They did not want to get pushed around. Pittsburgh's been doing that to other teams, winning the line of scrimmage. Not today. And now you get into obvious passing situations. If I'm the Steelers, keep it simple here. You don't have to throw this ball. You can still run it, screen it, make the game simple.
2nd and 9. Knocked down by Ed Oliver. And they're just feeding off of one play after the next.
And they're lucky. This might have been intercepted. But flying in, Taron Johnson would have been real close. But Ed Oliver, we talked about it on the last series, Jim. This team was second in the NFL coming in batted passes. They do a great job. It's a coaching focal point. When someone blocks you, the rhythm of the quarterback, they get their eyes on them. That's why it happens over and over again.
Von Miller standing up and on this play, ready to rush the quarterback. There's Rudolph's throw, and it's incomplete. It was deflected, and this may be a pick.
I think it's intercepted, Jim.
It's Hyde crossing just in case. It was deflected by Bernard, and they're saying it hit the ground.
It did, but it looked like it was intercepted, Jim.
I saw you jumping up and down. You thought it was a pick at first glance.
It looked like he hit the player right there, Pickens, boom.
It hit the ground.
But these guys know, right? When all of a sudden they all stop, it's like they're right there. They should know. But I wanted to hear a good touchdown call on your part. That's huge for the Steelers, though, for that not to be intercepted.
They put pressure on Harvin, who's able to get it away. And it's a fair catch at the 44 as Dorian Williams almost got to Harvin to block it.
That was another batted pass at the line of scrimmage, Jim.
Just a 30-yard punt. The Man of the Year award recognizes players who have excelled on the field and whose passion to impact lives extends beyond the game. For the Steelers, the nominee is Cam Hayward, who lends support to local communities through countless projects and events. And for the nominee is Dion Dawkins, who provides resources to Dion's Dreamers Foundation. The NFL Man of the Year will be announced at NFL Honors Thursday, February 8th, 9 p.m. Eastern on CBS and NFL Network. At the Diggs. Diggs able to shake off 2 hits and get back to the line. Cam Hayward, one of those that was in on that. Let's take a look at Next Gen Stats powered by AWS.
Well, we mentioned it. Cam Hayward, when he's in the game, no one runs very well against him. But when he's not in the game, it's really good job by offense coordinator Joe Brady right away recognizing the difference. And you have a guy like I talked about upstairs. If he's not out there, you got to be like, he's out, he's out. There are certain players in the league that you can change and call a play based on he's one of them.
2nd and 11, and that's incomplete. Hayward put a little pressure on Allen, and Kincaid slow to get up.
And that was all Hayward making the ball come out early where Kincaid didn't get his head around just fast enough to get a beat on the ball coming at him, but it still should have been a catch. And boy, did they hit with Kincaid, though. I know that was a drop. But Jim, 73 receptions, all-time Bills record, rookie season. It's going to be a stalwart here for years to come.
They took him in the first round out of Utah. Here's the 3rd and 11. Cook. Nice piece of tackling. That was Minkah Fitzpatrick. And we saw Tomlin during the timeout really implore his defense to go out and make a stop. And that's what they did.
And this is coming all the way from the middle of the field. Fitzpatrick, I've seen 2 or 3 plays now where he's made a significant difference. And that time right there, he came from the middle of the field as a free safety and got down there. Those are those instincts.
Here's Martin's 2nd punt. First one went 47 yards. Their catch signaled and secured at the 8-yard line by Austin.
I don't think you should have done that. I should have let that one go in the end zone or run it.
52-yard boot. Super Wildcard Weekend presented by Verizon concludes tonight on ESPN and ABC. And then this weekend, the divisional playoffs presented by Intuit. TurboTax kicks off on ESPN, ABC, and Fox continues Sunday on NBC and right here on CBS. We'll begin our coverage next Sunday, by the way, at 6 Eastern with our studio crew that walks on water. What a dreadful start for the Pittsburgh offense.
Well, they did their first job. If you're a Steelers fan, you had to get a stop on that last possession. Now you got the ball back. Eat the clock and go down and do something here.
Fake to Harris from the goal line up top. Good throw. It's Freiermuth. And Pittsburgh has the ball came out at the end. And Spector may have been in bounds when he covered it up. He got an official right on top of it.
Wow, this is a huge call. I thought the play was over with already. I think the ball's, unless It's a fumble for sure and stays in bounds, but did
Ruling on the
Freiermuth...
field is a fumble forward and out of bounds. The ball will be returned to the fumbling spot. First down.
Wow. So look at his... Oh, it's out for sure. And where did it go out of bounds? There.
This is going to be, I believe, after they look at it.
Oh, this is close.
Because Freiermuth doesn't touch it once he's out of bounds. And there is Spector, who comes in and gobbles it up.
Gene? What are we thinking here? This is close. I thought he had it, unless his shoulder before he gets possession. It's really, does he have possession before something touches the out-of-bounds line?
I'll tell you what I was looking at,
Buffalo's
Tony.
challenging the ruling on the field that the ball was not recovered in bounds. We'll review the play.
Gene, did the ball happen maybe just touch Freiermuth's helmet as he was out of bounds?
You hit the nail on the head, Jim. That's exactly where I was looking. Interestingly, though, Carl Sheffers just announced that the ruling on the field was a fumble that was recovered out of bounds. So I don't know that they had ruled on the field that it was touching Freiermuth as much as Buffalo was out of bounds when they recovered. I think Buffalo clearly possesses this football in bounds. But it goes back to that, maybe that grazing of Freiermuth's helmet, Jim, that you mentioned right after the ball comes loose.
Well, the key then, if Freiermuth doesn't touch it, Jim and Gino, will be whether or not Spector has possession of the ball.
It sure looked like he did.
Before he touches the side. Right there. Nothing you'd say there. Now, right here, when does he have possession? Right there. That looked inbounds to me.
Yeah, I think the issue is going to, again, be just by fractions. Did the ball glance off the crown of the helmet of Freiermuth? I'll show you where. Right there.
Gene, I got a question for you for what Jim said.
Yes.
If you initially called it that it was out of bounds, but you didn't say it was because of Freiermuth, can you go back and change it if you can't see it?
No, I don't think so. I think Carl's just being rather descriptive. But look, the ruling on the field was it a forward fumble out of bounds. So regardless of how that fumble gets, out of bounds, or the ruling is out of bounds, that's the ruling on the field. Now we're into replay rules.
The ruling on the field stands as called. Buffalo will be charged with their first timeout.
So it's going to be
also out of challenges for the remainder of the game.
So it's a 33-yard pickup.
Yeah, the out of challenge point, I think, is a huge point right now. We know that McDermott wins the first challenge, but you've got to win both. So now that he's lost one, we are now going to play over 3/4 of football without Buffalo challenging outside of 2 minutes, guys.
That was a huge call for the extra challenge flag as well.
There's the throw to Robinson. Allen Robinson picks up a good gain. So they back up the 33-yard pass play with another 10+. This go for 13.
Yeah, and this is a good job by Mason Rudolph going through the progression, looking deep, moving the defenders, and then checking it down. I think that's what you got to do, is be patient against this Buffalo defense. They've been outstanding the last month, playing as well against the pass as any team in the National Football League. Check it down underneath over and over.
It's Harris. Finally, he's got some running room, and he breaks it for about 9. Darnell Washington, who comes in a tight end for blocking purposes mainly, threw a good block on that one.
Well, Najee Harris has really come on. Hadn't had a 100-yard game. And then all of a sudden, the last 2 games, he's been over 100, and they are running downhill. He's putting his foot in the ground and going, and you can see they've actually won in the trenches here recently, the last 3 games since Mason Rudolph. They've gotten under center a ton. A little more shotgun in this game to start, but I think they'll take this to the quarter.
That's the first time that Pittsburgh's moved across midfield. And we're through 1 quarter. By the way, we've seen a lot of post CBS through Super Bowl 58, all streaming live on Paramount Plus. Looks like Matt Ryan ready to make the ride with you. Matt's going to be in the studio with us. Coming up at halftime. All right, Rudolph and company, they completed these 2 throws at the end of the quarter. One of them surviving a challenge. There's Harris. Look at him shed that tackle. and get all the way down to about the 26. You talked about his hard running. That was it.
Yeah, this is why I thought Pittsburgh had a chance. They are a physical football team. Both these teams are. But their ability to make the game simple, hand the ball off, go up the middle, bounce out obviously on this one, but to control the line of scrimmage, they can shorten the game in a hurry. And they're 9-2 in one-score games, even when they're losing the yardage. But they do a great job with the ball. They don't turn it over much, and they create turnovers. But they've got to stay in this game, and this is the drive to do it.
On first down. Oh, what a tackle for the sack. It's Greg Rousseau. He had 5 in the regular season. One of his best plays of the year right there.
This is what makes this defense so formidable.